What's up, guys? This is Yorin7, and welcome to my very first Dragon Ball Super review slash analysis, sort of. I've never done one of these before, obviously, so bear with me. But I do have a really good opinion on certain things. Like, I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan. I've watched, you know, Dragon Ball, the original Dragon Ball series, both in English and Japanese. I've watched DBZ in Japanese 3 or 4 times. I watched the English version 3 times. Watched GT in English and Japanese separately. I mean, I've never really read the manga. The closest I've come to reading the manga is playing Dragon Ball Online because there's a lot of that game. Had a lot of manga scenes in it, or manga scenes, and I'm sorry to pronounce it as manga now. Sorry. Um, but yeah, I have a pretty good knowledge of Dragon Ball Z and of course Dragon Ball Super. Um, and I love to share my opinion on these things. Now, here's my chance. Now I actually have an audience to share it with, besides my friends. But here we go. So this is a review of episode 54. He who carries sand blood, Trunks' determination. This was a pretty damn good episode in my opinion. It was a bit slow, to be honest, but I mean, I know I say it was pretty good, but then I say it's slow, but slow in a good way. I mean, it was mostly filler. Nothing major happened. Um, like, I mean, something sort of major happened at the end, but I'll get to that later. But yeah, most of it was just like, and the last few episodes, just filler and just some jokes here and there and serious stuff. Um, but this one pretty much starts out with future Trunks out in the pond by Capsule Corp, just doing this sort of image training in his head of fighting Black, and I thought that was pretty cool. The little fight there was pretty cool looking. I love Black looked evil as ever. I loved him. He's actually, let me just say, Black is a pretty damn good villain. Much better than anything that they've come out with recently. I mean, honestly, Beerus. I don't want to count Beerus as a villain. I mean, because he was pretty much the new big bad in Dragon Ball when the Battle Gods came up. But he's not. He was never a villain. More like a rival. But Black, he is, in my opinion, Black is the new, like, he's the successor to Kid Buu, basically, in my eyes. Um, he is what I mean. They've always kind of played around with the evil Goku idea. They give remember Turles and Tree of Might. I mean, he wasn't an evil Goku, but he had the Goku hair. He looked like an evil Goku. Um, it's just stuff like that. I mean, I've always wanted to see a real evil Goku, and this is the best thing, the closest we've come to it. What now? I don't know if he's actually. I mean, it's obviously Goku's body. I don't know. Not gonna get into that, but I mean, this is a review of the episode, not a review of Goku Black. But honestly, like I said, Goku Black, I approve. Great villain so far. Moving on. So yeah, it goes over to Bulma's lab, and she's working on the time machine, and then we see Dr. Briefs finishing the first full fuel tank for the time machine, which is it's awesome to see. Then we see Pilaf, stumble into the lab and he starts messing with Bulma's computer, and she tells him to knock it off, and then she realizes that he's actually improving her time machine program or whatever, and I thought that was pretty interesting. They did that because you know, Pilaf. Pilaf and his gang are known for controlling all these robots and vehicles and stuff. Like if you watch Dragon Ball, even now, like in the episode with Baby Pan, in that spaceship and everything. Like I always thought it was Mai that had like that created all that stuff. Like she looked more like the scientist, and Pilaf was like the leader and everything. But apparently, it seems like Pilaf is the mastermind behind all of that. If he can reprogram Bulma's computer like that, so that was an interesting little revelation there, kind of. The next part of the episode is basically like Goku, Whis, and Beerus crashing down, and they start having lunch, and on the balcony, and then Whis is telling everyone that they're not sure if Black is Samazu, and then Goku. And then I found it interesting that because they mentioned that because Beerus mentions that Zamasu is nothing compared to Goku because Goku fought with Beerus, and if you could go head to head with a god, then you know what I mean, like. And then Trunks is like, wait, Goku fought Beerus? And he's like, wait, if Goku could go up against Beerus, then he can easily beat Black. And then Vegeta notices Trunks, realizing this, and then he gets mad and offers to train Trunks just to show him that he's stronger than Goku. He wants to prove that he's stronger, and because he wants to. It's just like his way of showing, like, oh, look, I'm Super Saiyan Blue as well. That's how I saw it. Um, but other than that, he does want to, he does, really like Trunks now, and he wants to make him stronger and everything, and I like that. So after that, the episode, like, it goes to the Universe 10 Kaioshin planets, and they're just making tea again, and then Gawazu, if I'm pronouncing that right, he notices that the tea tastes different, and he's not happy about that because he's realizing that it's possible that Samazu is becoming evil. Because if you remember the last episode, when he made the tea, he's like, oh, this tea tastes like it was made by a calm soul, calm hearts, and now it's like different, kind of like it's different, and then Samazu's like acting like a psycho and saying, oh, it was just a variation in the tea leaf, and I don't I don't know, it was kind of weird. And then they start looking in the crystal ball, like the Kawazu's like watching like this new race that evolved, and like, oh, it's just like the humans, and then like Samazu's like, oh, we should just destroy them right now, they never could become anything. And then Gawazu gets mad, and then they decide to go over there with and observe the planet themselves. And first, before they leave, they get the time rings, and they plan to go into the future and see if they actually do evolve. And then one interesting thing is he notices like that he okay, so there's the two time rings or whatever, and then there's other time rings, and they're like green. And Gawazu, sorry, am I pronouncing it that right? Frick. Yeah, Gawazu. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. He notes that the green rings were time rings created by someone changing the past, and not in those words. He didn't say that in those words, but I interpreted that as it's possible that how Trunks has been going back and forth through time and creating different timelines, like how the cell that we saw, the actual cell from the Cell Saga, he comes from a completely different timeline to Trunks. Basically a timeline where where they never found Cell originally, and basically Trunks defeated the androids on his own, and then Cell kills him and takes his time machine. That's a different timeline. So it's possible that one of those rings was created by that timeline. And I'm thinking maybe it's possible, a little theory here, that Samazu kills Gawazu, steals his Kaioshin earrings, which I'll get to that in a second. Steals like the earrings, takes the ring of time, and takes one of those green rings and goes into the future, but takes the one that belongs to the future Trunks timeline. One of those rings takes you to the future of our future Trunks. So that's quite possible, but I'm probably wrong. It's probably never gonna happen, but it's just nice to theorize. But anyway, back to the episode review. So then they go to the planet, and they both use the time rings. They go into the future, and also, yeah. So basically, like I said, you can only use the time rings if you have those earrings. And I'm not sure if those earrings that Gawazu have are the same ones as Black. I think it might be the same ones. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna get into that. But so they go into the future, and they notice that nothing has changed at all with these new, I forgot their names, but the basically like alien cavemen or something, and they're still killing each other and look like cavemen and everything. And then Gawazu is pretty surprised. Samazu isn't surprised at all. And then after that, Vegeta starts training Trunks and whatnot, and it was pretty cool. They added a little flashback to the hyperbolic time chamber when Trunks and Vegeta was training, and we saw a scene we didn't see before, and I'm not going to get into that too much. Nothing really happened there. But then it was nice to see Trunks become Super Trunks again. That was a sight for sore eyes. I mean, a lot of people are a fan of that transformation. I'm not a huge fan of that. I'm more of a fan of the Trunks with a sword. But it was nice to see that again. But I don't know why he transformed into Super Trunks. Like it looked like he was gonna try to fight Vegeta. Actually, no, he was just doing it to throw Vegeta off guard. Because I don't think Vegeta knows that he's a Super Saiyan 2, or maybe he does. I forget. So yeah, yeah, actually no, he did. Vegeta knows, I think. Um, but this is basically he becomes Super Trunks, and Vegeta says that if you can land one blow on me, I'll train you for real. And then, obviously Vegeta kicks his ass, but so then Trunks is like, oh wait, if both Goku and Vegeta can go Super Saiyan Blue, then I have nothing to worry about. They could take care of Black. He doesn't say that out loud, but he's like smiling, and then Vegeta's like, he gets really pissed. He's like, if like he knows what Trunks is thinking, and I just found it really cool how um, Vegeta like starts to motivate Trunks. Like, okay, if you can't settle to only defeat one person, you don't stop until you're the strongest or whatever. You gotta surpass everybody. And then Trunks, I think this is where Trunks really starts to really get motivated. I think he's gonna try to become a Super Saiyan Blue. So I really fingers crossed, hoping that Trunks becomes Super Saiyan Blue at some point. And then Goku and Bulma show up, and then Trunks headbutts Vegeta because he's already gone to base form, and then he's like, "Oh, hey, I got a blow on you now. You got to train me." And then Vegeta gets kind of pissed and walks away, and um, so then after that, it goes to the Beerus's home planets, and Whis in the shower or something. Beerus is chilling, and a phone call comes in through Whis' staff, and Beerus gets it, and he's like, "Oh, what do you want?" And then it's the Omni King, and then like Beerus like flips out and gets in his hands and knees, and then the Omni King says like, I want to meet with Son Goku," and then the episode ends with Whis and Beerus like freaking out, and then yeah. So it looks like the next episode is pretty much going to be about Goku traveling to the Omni King's world or something, and I think we get to see our Supreme Kai, and old Kai, Elder Kai, and yeah, it's looking interesting. I'm really hoping this is like Goku Black related and not just the New World Tournament related, because I'm hoping that that like this is the Future Trunks arc, not the new that I'm really hoping it's Goku Black related. But anyway, guys, the negatives. I'm just gonna give you just off the top of my head right now how I feel this episode should be rated, and I think I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. Like nothing really happened, nothing spectacular happened, just mostly filler, like I said. But it was pretty entertaining. There was those funny parts, there were serious parts, and the episode ended on sort of a cliffhanger. But anyway, guys, that's about it for this review. I should have a Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video on JP coming out later today. Stay tuned for that. But until then, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoy the review, and I'll see you next time.